This is Max and Mia podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Max and Mia podcast. If this is your first time here, I'm Max.
And I'm Mia. You're listening to Max and Mia podcast, the place where we help you grow your English one conversation at a time.
Good to have you here, really. Whether you're on your way to work, at the gym, or just relaxing at home, we're glad you pressed play.
That's right. We really appreciate you being here with us.
So, Mia, how was your weekend? You look like you actually slept.
I did, which is unusual for me. I went to my sister's place on Saturday, and we stayed there all day. Nothing special, to be honest.
That sounds perfect, though. Sometimes doing nothing is exactly what you need.
Right? And we ended up talking until like 2 a.m. I don't even remember how we got there, but at some point we were talking about language, about how certain phrases just stick with you.
What do you mean?
Like, there are things people say all the time that you pick up without even trying. My sister kept saying, "It is what it is," every time something went wrong, and by the end of the night I was saying it too.
That happens to me with my friends as well. You spend enough time around someone and you start talking like them.
Exactly. And that got me thinking about today's episode, actually. Because we are covering 50 phrases that come up constantly in everyday life. The kind you hear all the time and start using without thinking.
Useful ones, not the kind you find in a textbook.
Definitely not. So, let's get into it.
So, we have 5 categories today, and we are starting with one that pretty much everyone deals with on a daily basis. Being out, on the street, doing errands, or maybe going to a shop.
The kind of situations where you need to say something quickly and you need to sound natural. 10 phrases for this one. Let's go. Okay, first one. Are you in line? Simple, but so necessary. You use this when you arrive somewhere and you are not sure if the people in front of you are actually waiting or just standing there.
Like at the post office or a coffee shop or the pharmacy.
Exactly. You walk in, you see someone near the counter, and you just ask, "Are you in line?" And they will say yes or no.
You could also hear, "Are you waiting?" But "are you in line?" is probably more common.
You're right. Okay, moving on.
Okay, phrase number 2. Could you wrap it up? This one is a little different. You say this when you buy something, maybe at a market or a small shop, and you want them to pack it or wrap it for you.
Like if you buy something fragile or it is a gift.
Right. Could you wrap it up, please? Very polite, very useful. And if it is a gift, you can also say, could you gift wrap it? But wrap it up works in most situations.
Okay, the next one is, I'm just passing through. This one comes up more than you think. You use it when you are in a place but not staying, just going through it on your way to somewhere else.
Someone asks, are you visiting? And you say, no, I'm just passing through, actually.
Or maybe you stop at a small town during a road trip, and someone at a shop asks where you are from, where you are going.
And you just say, I'm just passing through. It tells them you are not there for long without having to explain everything.
Exactly. Short and clear.
The next one is, I'm in a bit of a rush. This one is great for being polite when you are busy. It means you are in a hurry, but saying it this way sounds softer, less abrupt.
Like if someone stops you on the street to talk and you cannot stay, you say, sorry, I'm in a bit of a rush, instead of just walking away.
Or at a shop, if the person helping you is taking a long time, you can mention it politely. I'm in a bit of a rush. Do you know how long it will take?
It's one of those phrases that keeps things friendly even when you are stressed. Okay, next. This one is short but really important. Watch your step. You say it to warn someone to be careful where they are walking. Maybe there is a step down, a wet floor, some uneven ground.
You hear it a lot when you get off a bus or a train. Mind the gap. Watch your step.
And you can also say it if you are walking with someone and you notice something they might not see. It is a kind thing to say, actually.
Very practical. All right, let's move to the next one. Phrase number 6 is, I'll be right back. You say this when you need to leave for a moment, but you are coming back soon.
At a shop, with a friend, at a restaurant. It works everywhere.
You could say, hold on, I'll be right back. And people know you are not leaving for good, just for a minute.
You might also see it written as BRB online, which stands for exactly this. Be right back.
Good one to know in both spoken and written English. Okay, what's next?
The next one is, I'm just browsing, thanks. This one saves you from a lot of awkward moments. You use it when you walk into a shop and someone comes up to help you, but you do not need help. You are just looking around.
It is polite but clear. You are not being rude. You are just letting them know you do not need assistance right now.
And the thanks at the end makes it sound friendly, not dismissive.
If they ask, can I help you find anything? You just say, no, I'm just browsing, thanks. They will leave you alone and everyone is happy.
Exactly. Okay, what's the next one, Max?
Okay, this one is super practical. Do I pay here or at the register? Some places have different spots where you pay. Maybe you order at a counter but pay somewhere else, or the opposite.
And it is a little embarrassing to just stand there, not knowing where to go.
So you just ask, do I pay here or at the register? Simple. Nobody judges you for asking.
You might also hear, do I pay here or at the till in British English? Till and register both mean the place where you pay.
Good to know if you are traveling. Okay, let's go to number 9.
This is a really natural way to ask for directions or guidance. Could you point me in the right direction? You can use it literally, like when you are lost and you need to know which way to go.
Excuse me, I'm looking for the train station. Could you point me in the right direction?
But you can also use it in other situations, like if you are in a big store and you need help finding something.
It sounds polite and confident at the same time, not desperate, just asking nicely.
Which is always a good combination. Okay, last one for this category.
And we close the first category with this one. Do you happen to know? This is a very soft, polite way to ask a question when you are not sure if the other person has the answer.
It is like softening the question before you even ask it. Do you happen to know where the nearest pharmacy is? Or do you happen to know what time they close?
It shows that you understand they might not know, and that is completely fine. It takes the pressure off.
People respond well to it. It is one of those phrases that makes you sound natural and considerate.
And that is a wrap on Category 1. 10 phrases, all about being out and getting things done.
We have 4 more categories coming, so stay with us. All right, Category 2, and this one is close to my heart because small talk gets a bad reputation sometimes, but honestly, knowing how to do it well opens a lot of doors.
It really does. These are the phrases you use with coworkers, neighbors, people you run into that you know but do not see every day.
The conversations that are short but still matter. 10 more phrases. Let's do it.
Okay, starting strong. What have you been up to? This is what you say when you see someone you have not seen in a while and you want to know what is going on in their life. Not in a deep way, just casually.
It is friendlier than, "What did you do?" because it covers a longer period of time. Not just yesterday, but lately in general.
Like if you run into a friend at the supermarket. "Hey, what have you been up to?" And they will tell you a little about their life and then ask you back.
It's a very natural opener. Okay, next one. This one is simple and casual. Catch you later. It just means goodbye, but in a relaxed way. It implies you will see or talk to that person again soon.
You would not say this at a formal meeting or to your boss necessarily, but with friends, colleagues you are comfortable with, people you see regularly.
All right, I have to go. Catch you later. And that's it. Quick and friendly.
It's one of those phrases that sounds very natural when you use it in the right context. Okay, next one, and this is a great one because it is both kind and practical. Let me know if you need anything. You say it to show you are available to help without making it a big deal.
Like if a friend just moved to a new apartment, or someone is going through a hard time, or even just a coworker who is new and might need guidance.
It is an open offer. You're not forcing help on anyone, just leaving the door open.
And people appreciate that more than you think. It is small, but it means a lot. Okay, let's keep moving. The next one is, "I'm heading out." It means you are leaving. You say it to let people around you know you are on your way out.
At the office, at a friend's place, at a family gathering. "Hey, I'm heading out. It was great seeing you."
It is more natural than just saying, "I'm leaving." Heading out sounds like you are going somewhere with purpose, not just disappearing.
And you can combine it with other phrases. "I'm heading out. Catch you later." 2 from today in 1 sentence.
Look at that. All right, next.
Okay, this one is really useful. Give me a heads up. It means warn me in advance. Let me know before it happens.
Like if your team is having a meeting and you want to know ahead of time. Next time, just give me a heads up so I can prepare.
Or with a friend. If you are going to be late, give me a heads up. It is not rude. It is just practical.
You can also say, "Just give me a heads up," which makes it sound even more casual and relaxed. And now we have, "Let's hang out sometime." This is the classic way to suggest spending time with someone without committing to a specific plan right away.
It is an invitation, but a relaxed one. You are not saying, "Let's meet on Friday at 7." You are just planting the idea.
It works when you meet someone new and you get along well, or when you reconnect with an old friend and want to see them again.
And one thing to keep in mind, if you actually want to make it happen, follow up later with a real plan. Because "let's hang out sometime" on its own can sometimes stay as just an idea.
That's true. Words need action. Okay, what's next?
This one is a step above "How are you?" and I love it for that. How's your day shaping up? You are asking how the day is going or how it looks so far.
It is a great question for the morning or early afternoon. At the end of the day, it makes less sense, but in the first half, it feels very natural.
A coworker walks in and you say, "Morning, how's your day shaping up?" It is friendly, it shows interest, and it opens a real conversation.
And it is much better than just "How are you?" which people often answer with "fine" without thinking. This one actually gets people talking.
Exactly. All right, 3 more.
Okay, phrase number 18. "I gotta run." Same idea as I'm heading out, but even more informal and a little more urgent. Gotta is a spoken contraction of got to, which means have to.
So, I gotta run is basically I have to go right now.
You use it when you are in the middle of a conversation, but you need to leave. This has been great, but I gotta run. Talk soon.
Very common in everyday speech. You will hear it constantly. Just remember it is quite informal, so keep it for casual situations.
Good point. Okay, almost there.
The next one is for those moments when you see someone you have not seen in a long time, and there is clearly too much to talk about in just a few minutes.
We have a lot to catch up on. It acknowledges that time has passed and things have happened, and you want to hear all of it.
It is also a great way to extend a conversation or plan another meeting. We have a lot to catch up on. We should grab a coffee soon.
It is warm and genuine. People feel good when you say it because it shows you actually care about what has been going on in their life. And last one for this category. And we close with this one. I didn't mean to interrupt. You say it when you realize you walked into a conversation or cut someone off without meaning to.
It is an apology, but a light one. You are not making a huge deal out of it, just acknowledging it and being polite.
Like if two people are talking and you need to ask one of them something, you can start with, "Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but..."
It shows good manners, and people appreciate that.
And that is category 2 done. Small talk, big impact.
10 phrases that make your everyday conversations feel a lot more natural. Okay, we have 3 categories left, so keep listening. All right, category 3. And this one hits close to home for a lot of people because we are talking about the workplace. Meetings, deadlines, emails, colleagues.
Situations where you need to sound professional, but also human. These phrases help you do exactly that.
10 phrases. Let's get into it.
Love this one. Bear with me a second. You say it when you need someone to be patient for a moment while you find something, think, or finish what you are doing.
Like in a meeting, you are looking for a document and you say, "Bear with me a second, I have it right here."
It is polite, and it buys you time without being awkward. Much better than just going silent and making everyone wait.
And a second does not mean literally 1 second. It just means a short moment. Okay, phrase number 22. And this one is essential. I didn't catch that. It means you did not hear or understand what someone said, and you need them to repeat it.
A lot of people feel embarrassed to say this, but honestly, it is completely normal, especially in a second language.
And it sounds much more natural than what or huh, which can come across as a bit rude depending on the situation.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you say it again? Polite, clear, no problem at all. Okay, now we have, can you run that by me again? Similar idea, but slightly different. You use this when you heard what someone said, but you want them to go over it one more time because it was a lot of information or a bit confusing.
It is a step beyond I didn't catch that. Here you got the words, you just need to process them again.
In a work context, someone explains a process or a plan and you say, "That sounds good. Can you run that by me again just so I have everything clear?"
It shows you are paying attention and you care about understanding correctly. People respect that. Let's keep going. Okay, this one is super useful when you are busy and cannot deal with something at that moment. I'm tied up right now.
Tied up means you are occupied. You have your hands full. Not literally, of course.
Someone asks you a question or wants your help, and you say, "I'm tied up right now. Can we talk in an hour?" You are not saying no. You are just postponing.
It is professional, and it manages expectations without being dismissive. Phrase 25. Keep me in the loop. This is a big one in work environments. It means keep me informed. Make sure I know what is happening as things develop.
If you are working on a project with other people and you need to stay updated, you say, "Keep me in the loop on this one."
Or, if you are leaving a meeting early, I have to step out but keep me in the loop.
It is a phrase that shows you are involved and you care about staying informed. Very common in offices. The next one is simple but so important. Let me double check. You say it when you want to verify something before giving a final answer. You are not sure and you want to confirm.
Is the meeting at 3? Let me double check and I'll get back to you.
It is much better than guessing and being wrong. It shows responsibility and attention to detail.
And people would rather wait a moment for a correct answer than get a wrong one right away. Phrase number 27, and this one is important to know, both to say and to understand. I'm falling behind. It means you are not keeping up with the pace. Things are moving faster than you can manage.
Maybe you have too much work, or something took longer than expected. I'm falling behind on this report. I might need a bit more time.
Being able to say this is actually a sign of maturity in a work environment. It is better to communicate it early than to miss a deadline without warning.
And if a colleague says it to you, it is a sign they trust you enough to be honest. Worth taking seriously. All right, 3 more. And the phrase 28 is, can we push it back? This means, can we move something to a later time or date? A meeting, a deadline, a call.
The presentation is on Thursday, but I'm not quite ready. Can we push it back to Friday?
It is a polite and direct way to ask for more time or reschedule something without making it complicated.
You might also hear, can we push it back a bit? Which sounds even softer. Either works. Okay, phrase number 29. It slipped through the cracks. It means something was forgotten or overlooked, usually because everyone assumed someone else was handling it.
I thought you sent the email. I thought you did. Well, it slipped through the cracks. It happens.
It is a way of acknowledging a mistake without pointing fingers directly. It describes the situation more than it blames a person.
That said, once you identify it, the next step is fixing it. The phrase explains what happened, but action still needs to follow. Now we have the phrase number 30, and we close category 3 with a phrase that basically starts everything. Let's get down to business. It means let's stop the small talk and focus on what we are actually here to do.
You say it at the beginning of a meeting, at the start of a serious conversation, whenever you want to shift from casual to focused.
All right, everyone, let's get down to business. And the room knows it is time to concentrate.
It is direct without being rude. It respects everyone's time and sets the tone.
And that is category 3 wrapped up. Problem solving, work situations, 10 phrases that make you sound confident and professional.
2 categories left. Stay with us. All right. Category 4. And this one is honestly one of my favorites because these are the phrases that show up the moment you have an actual conversation with someone. Not just small talk, but a real exchange of ideas.
Agreeing, disagreeing, somewhere in between. These phrases help you navigate all of that without sounding blunt or rude.
10 more, let's go.
Starting with a short one. Fair enough. You say this when you accept what someone said, even if you do not fully agree. It is like saying, okay, that makes sense. I can accept that.
Someone gives you a reason for something and you think, well, I cannot really argue with that. Fair enough.
It is not the same as I agree completely. It is more like, I can see your point and I will go with it.
Very common in everyday conversations. Short, balanced, and useful. Now, let's go with the next one. Now, this one is the opposite. I couldn't agree more. It means you agree completely, 100%, no doubts.
Someone says something and you feel exactly the same way. I couldn't agree more. It is a strong, enthusiastic agreement.
It is a little more expressive than just saying, I agree or exactly. It shows you really mean it.
Good phrase for when you want to show genuine support for someone's opinion. Okay, phrase number 33, and this one comes up all the time. It's up to you. It means the decision is yours. You get to choose.
Sometimes people say it because they genuinely do not have a preference. Where do you want to eat? I don't mind. It's up to you.
And sometimes it is a polite way of stepping back and letting someone else take the lead on a decision.
Just be careful with tone, because depending on how you say it, it can sound neutral and kind, or a little cold. Context matters a lot here.
Good point. All right, next.
This one is interesting. It goes without saying. You use it to introduce something that is so obvious. It almost does not need to be mentioned, but you mention it anyway.
It goes without saying that we need to be on time for the presentation. Everyone already knows it, but you are emphasizing it.
It adds weight to whatever comes after it. It signals that something is a given, not up for debate.
You will hear it in formal and informal situations. Works in both. Okay, phrase number 35. This one is a polite way to say no or to express that you prefer not to do something. I'd rather not.
Someone asks you to do something you are not comfortable with, and instead of a flat no, you say, I'd rather not if that's okay.
It is soft but clear. You are not slamming the door. You are just closing it gently.
And you can add a reason if you want, but you do not have to. I'd rather not is a complete answer on its own. Next. This one is so useful in situations where two people have different opinions and neither is going to change their mind. Let's agree to disagree.
It is a mature way to end a disagreement without anyone losing. You acknowledge that you see things differently and you leave it there.
It is especially good with friends or family where you want to keep the relationship more important than winning an argument.
We are clearly not going to see this the same way. Let's agree to disagree. Conversation over, no hard feelings, moving along. This is one of those phrases that can completely change the tone of a conversation. I see where you're coming from. It means I understand your perspective. I get why you think that way.
And the key thing here is that you are not necessarily agreeing. You are just showing that you listened and you understand their point.
I see where you're coming from, but I still think you validate the other person before presenting your own view.
It makes disagreements feel a lot less like arguments and more like real conversations. Highly recommend this one. Now, phrase number 38. I'm on the fence about it. This means you have not decided yet. You are somewhere in the middle. You can see both sides.
The image is great, actually. You are sitting on a fence, 1 foot on each side. You have not jumped either way.
For example, should we change the project timeline? Honestly, I'm on the fence about it. There are pros and cons either way.
It is an honest phrase. It tells people you are still thinking rather than pretending to have an opinion you do not actually have. Next one, I highly doubt it. This is a polite but direct way of saying you do not think something is true or likely to happen.
Do you think they will finish the project on time? I highly doubt it.
It is stronger than I don't think so, but still more measured than no way or absolutely not.
You can use it when you want to express skepticism without being aggressive about it. Honest without being harsh. And we close this category with a lovely one. We see eye to eye. It means two people agree on something. They share the same view or opinion.
On most things, my manager and I see eye to eye. It means you are aligned, you think similarly.
And you can also use the negative. We do not always see eye to eye on this topic, which means you sometimes disagree.
Either way, it is a natural expressive phrase that sounds great in conversation.
Category 4 done. Opinions, agreements, disagreements, all covered.
One category left. Let's finish strong.
Last category, and honestly, a fun one to end on. These are the phrases you use in the moment as a reaction to something that just happened.
Short, punchy, and very natural. The kind of thing that comes out automatically once you have them in your head.
Let's close this out.
Let's start with a classic. My bad. It is a quick, informal way of saying it was my mistake. I am sorry about that.
You bump into someone, you forget to send a message, you say the wrong thing. Oh, my bad.
It's very casual, so keep it for informal situations. You would not say my bad to your boss in a serious meeting, but with friends and colleagues, it works perfectly.
Light, quick, and honest. Good start. Next. Just in time. You say this when something happens at exactly the right moment. Not too early, not too late. Right when it was needed.
You arrive at the airport and they are just starting to board. Made it just in time.
Or someone shows up with an umbrella right as it starts to rain. Just in time.
It carries a little sense of relief, like things worked out at the last second. Phrase number 43. And this one is great for when things are going okay, but you are not finished yet. So far, so good. Everything is fine up to this point.
Someone asks how a project is going halfway through. So far, so good. We are on track.
It's cautiously optimistic. You are not saying everything is perfect, just that nothing has gone wrong yet.
Which sometimes is all you can say, honestly. Phrase number 44, that's a bummer. You say this when something disappointing happens. Not a tragedy, just something that did not go the way you hoped.
If a friend tells you the concert got canceled, you could say, "Oh, that's a bummer."
It shows empathy without overdoing it. You are acknowledging that something is unfortunate without making it bigger than it is.
It is warm and casual at the same time. Next one, out of the blue. This means something happened suddenly without any warning or expectation.
She called me out of the blue after 3 years. Nobody saw it coming. There was no sign. It just happened.
You can also use it to describe news, events, ideas. Out of the blue, the project got canceled.
The image behind it is interesting too. Blue sky, no clouds, and then suddenly something appears. Unexpected and surprising. Phrase number 46. Don't sweat it. It means do not worry about it. It is not a big deal.
Someone apologizes for something small, and you want to reassure them. Hey, Don't sweat it, seriously.
It is casual and kind. Very similar to no worries or it's fine, but it has a slightly more relaxed, friendly feel to it.
Good one to have ready when someone around you is stressing over something small. Next, by all means. This is a very polite and generous way of saying yes, go ahead, please do it.
Someone asks, "Can I use your pen?" And instead of just yes, you say, "By all means." It sounds warm and welcoming.
You will hear it a lot when someone is being gracious or accommodating. It adds a nice touch to a simple yes.
It also works when giving permission in a more formal context. "May I ask a question?" By all means. Elegant and simple. Okay, phrase number 48. Energy goes up for this one. You rock. It is an enthusiastic way of telling someone they did something great, that they are awesome.
For example, a colleague helps you out last minute. Thank you so much. You rock.
It is informal and very positive. People love hearing it because it feels genuine and energetic.
Save it for moments where someone really comes through for you. It hits differently when it is earned. Phrase number 49, spot on. It means exactly right, perfectly accurate, no corrections needed.
Someone gives a description of a situation, and you think they nailed it completely. That is spot on.
You hear it a lot in British English, but it has spread and is widely understood everywhere.
It is a great phrase for giving someone a confident, clean compliment on their accuracy. Your analysis was spot on, short and satisfying. And we close with this one. Fingers crossed. You say it when you are hoping for a good outcome, when something is uncertain and you really want it to go well.
I have a job interview tomorrow. Fingers crossed for you.
It comes from the gesture of crossing your fingers for good luck. And even though most people do not actually cross their fingers, the phrase stuck.
You can say it for yourself, too. I submitted the application. Fingers crossed.
It is hopeful and human. A nice way to end 50 phrases.
And that is it. 50 phrases, 5 categories, 1 episode.
From running errands to navigating the office, from small talk to big opinions, and all the little reactions in between.
And that is it. 50 phrases, 5 categories, 1 episode.
Practice them, use them, make them yours. That is really the only way they become natural.
If even 10 of these stick with you and start showing up in your conversations, this episode did its job.
If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who is also working on their English. The more the merrier.
We will see you in the next one. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
To keep taking your English to the next level, click on the next video or explore the others we've made for you.